My Gavanen Melanine, and well met indeed. I'm Attica Galadurathan, and welcome back to the Battle for Middle-earth number 2, HD edition. This time, we're going evil. The goblins will be arising and terrorizing the elves and their kin. So, let's dive in. Evil campaign on hard. Now, I will skip intro videos, I'm afraid, because they play sounds that the YouTube doesn't like. If they don't play music that's YouTube doesn't like, then I'll happily let them play. And I think this first one is all right. Could be wrong.
The Dark Lord Sauron's influence spreads far across the lands of Middle-earth. Goblins descend from the Misty Mountains. A vast army flows from Dol Guldur, his evil fortress in Mirkwood. The war in the north begins in Lorien, where the host from Dol Guldur intends to crush the elves who have long lived in their nearby enchanted forest.
Right, well that played music, so we're almost certainly scuppered. But I don't think this video will meet YouTube. I don't think it'll check it anyway, because the video is likely to be quite short.
The elves have tricked and cursed our forces in these parts. Today, that will end. We must build an
Alrighty, so a few things to note before we begin. As with when we played as the good side, Battle of Middle-earth 2 does away with the fixed fortress idea, and instead you can build wherever you want with a builder unit. Many of you will already know this. I much prefer this style, and I much prefer Battle of Middle-earth 2 and Rise of the Witch King personally. We're playing through as evil, and for the general campaign, I will do one video per episode, because unlike...
build our hordes of goblins for the attack on
He is a very aggressive sounding man. Let's get points by killing people.
Lorien.
Make yourself useful. So, we got chores to tend to.
Yeah, right. So unlike the campaign from the first game, which has a sort of sandboxy Total War kind of vibe to it, where you can control your army, you move from mission to mission, troops that you train move on to the next mission with you, and then there's one or two scripted missions here there. The number 2 campaign is scripted from the beginning. Every single mission is scripted, and it plays through like a more classical RTS campaign, really.
We got chores to tend to.
All we can do is build more builders. We've started with some Nazgul, interestingly. I also think in number 2 they massively developed a lot of the heroes. And heroes now generally all have much more useful abilities.
The goblins are ready. Our tunnels will provide resources. The elves are attacking them. Our riches will grow.
Elves can do what they like. They're not going to kill anything.
So that we may conquer this land.
The world never wants us. We cannot command any more troops.
We cannot command any more troops!
Move our forces across the river and cast down their beloved homes and trees. Be ready.
Let's go, Goblin Hordes! Now, I am playing the HD mod, which fundamentally makes everyone look slightly better. Everyone's in... I was going to say crisp, clear HD, but let's be honest, it isn't crisp, clear HD. But it is HD. So they are a bit better than what they used to look like.
Move our forces into the tunnel. Then choose another tunnel from which they will emerge.
From which they will emerge. I always find those types of voice lines funny. That guy's come into the recording booth and they've said, right, we're going to record some basic tutorial dialogue, but if you could really ham it up, that'd be absolutely smashing. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll ham it up all you need. And then he, in a very evil and maniacal way, teaches you how to enter and exit a building.
Swiftly demolish structures. We will need their strength to eradicate the elven city.
Is that really all the troops it gives us?
We can summon cave trolls from there.
Build us a fissure. We can summon cave trolls from there. I do like the way that the voice of the mouth of Sauron, they've told him to give it a sort of Eastern European theme in his evil accent. Goblins, if you are wondering, are absolutely awful. The most trashiest of trash units that it's possible to have in the game. But with some Nazgul behind. Let's just dismount. What ability have you got? Oh, still dismount.
Is that elf? Such courage must be quelled. Kill him.
The new building is ready for master.
To arms! The enemy is here!
You watching this?
Get back to work!
Build me an army worthy of Mordor. This episode is likely to be, I imagine, in around about 10 minutes in length, so I apologise for that. But as I say, there's every single mission is scripted, and there are only, I think, about 8 or 9 missions total. So if we do 2 missions per video, we'll run out of content quickly. Content. Oh no. Oh no. Everyone, pens and pencils out. Take a letter. Dear Sirs. Space. Battle for Middle-earth. Pronunciations. Paragraph. I was dismayed to play your recent title, Battle for Middle-earth 2, recent in inverted commas, to learn that you'd taken the time to record certain voice lines and not taken the time to learn the pronunciation of said lines. It takes a mere matter of seconds to open up the appendices to Return of the King and read the pronunciation chart that Tolkien himself presented there. I shall... paragraph. It will be a number of days, maybe even months or years, before I even consider playing a title of yours again. Please consider my concerns, as I am sure I am not alone in being dismayed. Paragraph. Yours sincerely... No, we did sirs at the beginning, didn't we? Yours faithfully, and then insert your name. And then if we'd all just fire off those letters to EA, that would be absolutely fantastic. It's not Caras Galadon, it's Caras Galadon.
Now we are ready to summon the cave.
Idiots! God, idiots! No, I don't really care. Pronounce it wrong. If you want to pronounce it wrong, I don't really mind. But you always find it a little bit annoying when an official thing doesn't take the brief time to learn how to say something. And what would I'd be wrong. I would be remiss if I didn't comment on Lord of the Rings based things in this Lord of the Rings based game. You watching this?
Be ready.
What do we actually have to do now? I've not really been paying attention, I have to say. Spending too much time dictating. I don't actually dictate, if you're wondering. I can type on the computer so much quicker than almost any secretary I've ever known. So it's never been faster for me to dictate a letter. It has always been easier for me to just write the letters myself. So I don't actually have to think on my feet like that. I type out the letter and think while I'm writing it, and then I read it back and change it if I
Lorien
need
will
to.
not fall of its own accord. Summon the cave trolls from the fissure.
Yeah, I'd like to summon a cave troll from the fissure, but my army can't command any more troops.
Before you set foot upon this sanctuary.
That elf leader mocks us.
Oh, what's up there?
Now. Their insolence will not.
Oh, it's actually a pinned down giant.
Ride.
Answering the question once and for all, when you are immortal and you have all of time and space in which to live, your tastes do take on a slightly darker flavour.
The master's plan must be carried out.
Alright, Nazgul.
Another attack.
They have a giant held captive. Free it.
They've all got their dread visage now.
The giant has been freed!
The giant has been freed.
They're attacking.
Can we get our cave troll up now? Nope. Still need more people to die yet.
What else is there to build?
What else is there to build?
Lorien will not fall of its own accord. Summon the cave trolls from the fissure. Build. Come on. Faster.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, that's not going to look good. Oh, no, that's a pain to watch. Oh, and again. Oh, and you guys are woefully inaccurate against individuals. Alright, let's move through.
The enemy is on us.
Do. Killing elves is what we like to do. Why does the war in the north start in Lorien? That's my question.
That one's finished.
Oh, we've got another one of these up. Nice. Why can't I get my... I want my Wildman of done. Ah, yes, it's changed so that left click mean... Yes, Battle of Middle-earth 2 uses the universally accepted RTS controls. which is left click to select, right click to move, and left click to do a power.
Lorien
It's
will
an
not
ambush.
fall of its own accord. Summon the cave trolls from the fissure.
Summon the cave trolls from the fissure.
By the light of Elbereth, you will perish!
The elf witch Galadriel and her foolish mate grace us with their presence. Such exquisite pleasure their
One of our
deaths shall
leaders has
bring.
fallen.
Oh, we lost a
All is
Nazgul.
not lost, for they can be revived at the fortress.
The enemy! There will be no slacking here. The work never ends here.
How we doing now, guys? All survived. Nice. Let's go and get another mountain troll.
The fissure has been expanded. The fissure has been expanded.
We have a cave.
Why do we tarry? Lorien must fall.
The cave is ready.
Lorien will not fall of its own accord.
Oh, yeah, I get it,
Summon
mate.
the
Will
cave
you
trolls
just
from the
shut
fissure.
up? I'm summoning cave trolls.
Let our presence be known.
Go and free that giant. Let's do with another one.
The cave troll leader has returned to fight with us.
What's the with
Defend
math
our
sound?
fortress if our conquest is to succeed. Select the build plot surrounding our fortress and construct several defensive upgrades.
Oh, Nazgul's gonna die.
Hearts are weak.
You're bloody Nazgul for crying out loud.
Watch out! It's too late! The giant has been freed!
Let's move the giants away because we need them in a second to destroy the building. Right, there we go. We got some cave trolls now. You can stop moaning about them. You can stop banging on about them not being destroyed of their own accord.
The reign of Mordor draws near.
This army can't get any bigger. Come on, warriors.
We're under attack.
Right, in they go. Trolls versus them.
Dares to defy me.
Let's get his beam. New power for the Mouth of Sauron. He can now summon laser beams from his eyes.
Now
Because why wouldn't you? You know, why wouldn't you? The Mouth of Sauron, who is unfortunately rather famously just a Dark Númenorian, who happens to speak for Sauron. Did you not realise that he could summon laser beams from his eyes?
Comes to this bitterest of ends. Galadrim, flee!
Galadrim, Galadriel, Galadrim.
we will deal with her later, unpunished.
Let's get in there, boys and girls. Ready? There they are! I must confess, though, it's not really a confession, but I must say, I really do prefer number 2. Number 1 obviously started it all off, and it was a fun game to play when I was a child, when it actually came out. But nowadays, 2 and Rise of the Witch King just stand up so much better.
Get together. They break it to Nazgul.
Another Nazgul's died.
I am the messenger of Mordor.
We don't need to worry about bringing them back, though, because if we get Nazgul in the next mission, they'll be at whatever level they were when they died, so they won't come back at level 1 or anything stupid. The Lothlorien Treehouse falls. This has been longer than expected. We're already at 13 minutes, would you believe? Would you believe indeedy?
And Nazgul's with us.
Excellent.
Yes! Lothlorien will burn.
Let all the world fear the dark. What is it?
Ooh, rocks come flying in. The Mouth of Sauron ducks and weaves and waves and dodge, duck, dive, and dodge. Coward, she ran away. Absolute.
The elves
Filth.
of Lorien have been driven from their enchanted forest.
That was a bit too easy, really.
From Dol Guldur will now spread to all of the northern lands.
Excellent. Excellent. Final score very high. The score doesn't really mean anything, does it? Let's be honest. 9 minutes and 47 seconds. And up next, the Grey Havens. Let's call this one Campaign Evil. Saved. Right, well, there you go. Episode number 1. As we continue to burn the North. So basically that is the Battle for Middle-earth campaign. It's all based in the North so that you don't rehash places you'd already been in the films, because of course this is heavily tied to the films, not the books. And it's an alternative history of what might have happened if Sauron had actually won. So it all takes place up north and I think it ends at Fornost again, actually. I can't quite remember. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you'll look forward to the next one. Each episode will be one mission, so they might be long, they might be short. It depends how good or bad I am on the day. But anyway, until we speak again, dear friends, Nevair Neden Perimad Melunin, and farewell.